Whilst getting ready for my engagement party, Phil handed me his shirt and told me to iron it for him, because I'm a woman. I ruined it. My father-in-law had travelled down to attend mine and my fiancée's engagement party. He was getting ready and staying at my house. I had my hair half curled and my makeup half done, with not much time left. I was visibly rushing. He handed me his shirt and said, "Iron this for me." Apparently, my vagina gave me the necessary qualifications for being the chief ironer. I took it off him with a smile and ironed the vinyl, I think, print on the highest setting and ruined his shirt, melted the logo and got scorch marks on the shirt. Oops. Sorry Phil, I don't know why you thought I'd be good at ironing, but I'm terrible at it. I tried my best though. He had to wear an ill-fitting replacement from my fiancé. He ironed that one himself. Edit, I'm getting a lot of hate for this, so I wanted to clear up some common misconceptions. My Phil is a terrible, sexist man that abused my Mill until she fled with her then young children to a women's refuge center. There is absolutely no question that he was demanding I iron his shirt because I am a woman and that is what women do. No, I didn't feel like politely declining. No, it's not my responsibility to teach him how to be less sexist.
Now to the comments. I worked with a guy who always complained that he had to take his shirts to the dry cleaners to be ironed because his mother didn't do it well enough. He was appalled when I suggested he do it himself. Funny thing. He married a woman who insisted he do his share of the housework. I suspect ironing his own shirts was part of it.
When my son was a teenager and was into skateboarding, he wanted me to iron his shirt. It was a long-sleeved, button-down cotton shirt. I was ironing my work clothes. I told him to iron his own shirt and he told me he didn't know how. I taught him. It was just me and him, and I taught him how to use the stove and not burn the house down, also taught him how to shave. The biggest thing that bugged me was, my son changed his clothes often because of skating and he used more towels than he should have. Instead of hanging his towel up, he would get another one. I finally had enough of doing so much laundry, so I taught him how to do his own. My own mother never taught me and my 3 siblings how to do anything, and it was difficult for us when we grew up. I wanted my son to stop relying on me for everything.
You have unlocked the parenting achievement. 4% of parents have this achievement. But seriously, I wish I'd received this. Was set up terribly for life. Ironic.
Actual dad joke.
Appropriate. I knew a guy who told the story about how shortly after he married, he explained to his wife that she was not ironing his shirts correctly. He then showed her precisely how a shirt was to be properly ironed, and after that, all of his shirts were done correctly, because she never ironed any of his shirts again.
Similar story with me and my now ex-husband. I didn't do laundry right and he insisted his way was better. He obviously won and got to be the laundry captain for a family of 6 until we split. Absolute genius.
On the flip side, my ex-girlfriend got mad at me because I asked her to stop doing my laundry. My former Phil dashed across the room when I asked my ex-husband to change our newborn's diaper. No, you need to teach her, that's her job. I had had a C-section. Could barely move. I learned so much those first few months.
Yeah, I changed diapers every day with my 2 kids. A man who won't change his own kids' diapers is no man at all, never mind a father.
My brother once told his wife to make him a sandwich and my dad said, "The duck is wrong with you. Can't make your own dang sandwich? You don't think she's doing enough feeding your child right now? She needs to feed another."
Chad dad.
I remember when Chad was an insult. Weird how things change. Nice job. Back in the dark ages when bell bottoms were in style, My older brother ordered me to iron his pants. Instead of a crease down the front of the leg, I starched them the other way. He never asked me to iron for him again.
Bahaha. I'm imagining him walking around with crisp bell-bottoms whipping away with every step.
You described the sound so perfectly. I can't stop laughing imagining the little whip. Who the hell wears a dress shirt with a vinyl decal? That thing deserved to be ruined anyway.
For real, I am amazed no one but you have mentioned it.
That's awesome. My dad pulled some of that shit on my wife after we were married, but always when I wasn't around or in the room. She has no issues lighting him up when he hauls out the sexist comments. I think it's hilarious. The last time he tried it, he asks me to take some of his laundry home and ask her to wash it. I told him to come along and ask her himself. He turned red and mumbled something, and that was the end of that. My wife and I definitely split chores, but it's based on what we enjoy or don't mind doing, not a male/female job split.
OP replied. What a fantastic response from you. I'm friends with a couple who literally call household chores blue jobs/pink jobs. I cringe every time I hear them talk about their labor division.
Had a GF for a few months who didn't like the fact that I cooked for myself. She was always told growing up that was the woman's job. I think it had something to do with the fact that I cook better than she did. Amazing. I don't own an iron, so imagine his shock when I ran the shirt under the tap and tossed it in the dryer.
A few ice cubes tossed in with some wrinkled clothes has the same effect.
Oh, clever. My mom, who has ironed my dad's shirts their entire marriage, told my sister-in-law you need to learn how to iron otherwise my bro, will find another pretty girl who will. I'm like duck no mom. He'll find a cleaners who will do it for $1 and marry who he wants.
Gotta love the backhand comments from mom. My GF got a few early into our relationship about religion etc. Then Christmas came around and she gave her a book about Buddhism, which I thought was a very respectful way of saying she accepts her.
This is the first instance of strategic incompetence I've seen that I can get fully behind. Well done.
I've always heard it referred to as weaponized incompetence.
I've seen that recently, but I've been using strategic incompetence for over 20 years now, and it flows better for me. I didn't coin it, I just embraced it enthusiastically the first time I heard it. My dad is a nurse, and when he and my mom got married, he still wore nursing whites. My grandmother could not believe that my mother did not wash and iron his uniforms every time he wore them. My mom was like, he can iron them if he wants them ironed. Nana was shocked at that one. My mom was a VP in her company and trying to get pregnant. She did not need to be ironing my dad's uniforms, lol. Love this. I know people can be like, he's a fossil, just do it, don't mind him, but the fact that he's grown to be a fossil means he's had enough time to learn basic decency.
Yet, people act like the older generations are from the 1920s or something. Someone who's 50 was born in the 1970s. They were born after women/minorities in the workplace was normalized, and in their 20s when computers were becoming a standard business tool in the 90s. Don't let them get away with weaponized incompetence.
They're from a different time, and where were they between then and now? Exactly. When I was born, computers weighed 2 tons, now I have one in my pocket. Things change, people adapt. You're telling me they can't grasp the concept of treating women like people because they were born before 1985? Oh, so he knows how to iron? Weird. It looks like someone learned a lesson that day. Nice OP. I feel like everyone is forgetting this is r/malicious compliance, not r/constructive problem solving. My wife actually can't iron, so I do all the ironing whenever it's necessary. I also do most of the cooking, cleaning, and childcare because I'm blessed to be a SAHD. It really messes up all the older people in our lives.
OP replied. It's my husband's goal to be a SAHD in the near future. I think my FIL may have an aneurysm when that happens.
I would love to be a SAHD as well. I'm a single dad to a kindergartner, so I do all the work anyway. It would be so nice to be able to be home and do housework during the day and have time to actually cook instead of just throwing something in the microwave most of the time.